Good morning, everybody. It is Steve with Real Progressives. Today we're going to talk about some funny stuff, I hope. A little bit funnier than normal. Dr. Kelton the other day had a great tweet that came out. Her tweet was two pictures. One picture was a pencil drawing a straight line to a little dot over here. And the other picture was a twisty-turny line all over the place. And the squiggles were just hilarious. But the two pictures represented MMT's version of how we're going to pay for it versus all the others. So again, for illustration purposes, she took a pen and she showed one straight line to a dot. That's the MMT way we're going to pay for a Green New Deal. Then on the other side, it was like squiggles all over the place. That's everybody else's answer. So the fastest pathway to a given point is a straight line. That's the fastest way there. And modern monetary theory literally gives us a straight line to the truth. It gives us a straight line to the questions and answers that we need in every debate forum that we're in, every candidate that goes on stage that has to talk to the American public. It gives a straight line for how this stuff happens. It's so simple that we want to complicate it. And it's that desire to complicate it that gives us all the nonsense that keeps us from being successful. Honest to goodness, when you say healthcare, people want to talk about everything but how great it would be for us to all have healthcare. Even people that are supporters can't help but talk about how it's going to be complicated, how it's going to cause inflation, how it's going to create problems, how we're going to pay for it, on and on and on. We can't get people to dream a better dream. But the truth is, Congress will authorize the spending, period. It's that simple. It really is literally that simple. It's so simple that it leaves you to tweet this stuff. You could put it on a bumper sticker. You could put it on a business card. It doesn't have to be a long soliloquy. It doesn't have to be some sort of a big old poetry, poetic expression of how we're going to pay for it. It literally is that simple. Congress will authorize the funds. Every single time someone asks, how are you going to pay for it? The answer is always, literally, folks, always point A to point B, Congress will authorize the funds. How are you going to pay for Social Security? Congress will authorize spending. How are you going to pay for Medicare for All? Congress will authorize spending. How are you going to pay for a Green New Deal? Congress will authorize spending. How are you going to pay for those bombs that are bombing all over the world? Congress will authorize spending. It works the same way no matter what. Notice I don't say, well, we're going to tax the rich, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to tax high-speed Wall Street speculation transactions, and then we're going to go ahead and tax people that make over $75,000, and then we're going to find a way to give the people under $10,000 additional. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. But then you complicate all this stuff. You end up with a bill 1,600 pages long that no one can read, no one has read, and all of a sudden you end up with something like the ACA. Instead of us understanding how this works, we complicate it so much that nothing works. And it's by design. So again, imagine going to a party and the only thing anyone does is talk MMT style. Instead of talking the other stuff, they walk in and somebody comes up and they're like, did you hear that story about Marcia? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, Congress will authorize spending. The conversation's over and you're off to the next subject. Hey, who wants to go out and get drinks? Yeah, me. Instead, they're going to go take you through rabbit trails. Well, if we just cut the military and then, I don't know, man. Totally we're drowning in debt and stuff. And I don't know, man. This is how bad it is. The reality, simple. Congress will authorize spending. End of story. I'll put the link to her tweet in this video. It's great. I really want you all to get the hang of this because it's so simple that when we talk about a Green New Deal, there shouldn't be a lot of hand wringing. There shouldn't be a whole lot of how you going to pay for it. There shouldn't be a lot of, I don't know, what do we do? I don't know. Won't this bankrupt the nation? No. Every dollar we spend on a Green New Deal is a brand new dollar. Every single one of them. How do you bankrupt a nation that freely creates its own currency? You can't. Ding, ding, ding. You cannot. You cannot go broke on debt denominated in your own currency. It is a simple straight line from here to here and not a bunch of squiggles. That's it. It's that simple. Nothing complex. Consider yourself smarter than most economists if you get this right. If someone asks you again, how are you going to pay for getting rid of student debt? It's simple. Congress will authorize spending. Congress will issue a bill. Period. Where are we going to get the money for that? Congress will authorize the funds. Or maybe the Federal Reserve, though, whatever. It doesn't matter. Congress will do it. Period. Why does this matter? Because how many people have had to die? For real. I want you to think about it, like not right now. Let's kind of smile for a minute. Let's have a good time for a second. But when you're away from here, so that you're not having such a good time, take a minute and just grouse and get depressed for a moment and think about the fact that so many millions of people over the course of time have died over this lie that we tell ourselves that a government can go broke. That it's all of a sudden the government can't afford nice things. When you think that way, just think about how many had to die in the name of that lie. And then begin to wonder why we don't have more conversations of Congress will authorize spending. That's the end of the story. Next time Hillary Clinton's up there on stage, God forbid. Next time some other neoliberals on stage, God forbid, and they ask how are you going to pay for it? At the federal level, Congress will authorize spending. Period. Full stop. Done. I'm Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives with that short little message. Have a great day, everybody. I'm out.